God bless you and happy Holy Week. What you're about to witness and hear is the greatest story that was ever told. We're here to tell you that this story is not a myth. It is not a fairy tale. And although it is 2,000 years old, it has never lost its power. This story could change your life. This is John chapter 19.
So then Pilate took Jesus and scourged him.
And the soldiers twisted a crown of thorns and put it on his head. And they put on him a purple robe.
Then they said, "Hail, King of the Jews!" And they struck him with their hands.
Pilate then went out again and said to them, "Behold, I am bringing him out to you, that you may know that I find no fault in him."
Then Jesus came out wearing the crown of thorns and a purple robe. And Pilate said to them, "Behold the man."
Therefore, when the chief priests and officers saw him, they cried out, saying, "Crucify him! Crucify him!" Pilate said to them, "You take him and crucify him, for I find no fault in him."
The Jews answered him, "We have a law, and according to our law, he ought to die, because he made himself the Son of God."
Therefore, when Pilate heard that saying, he was more afraid.
And went again into the praetorium, and said to Jesus, "Where are you from?" But Jesus gave him no answer.
Then Pilate said to him, "Are you not speaking to me? Do you not know that I have the power to crucify you and the power to release you?"
Jesus answered, "You could have no power against me, unless it had been given to you from above. Therefore, the one who delivered me to you has a greater sin."
From then on, Pilate sought to release him, but the Jews cried out, saying, "If you let this man go, you are not Caesar's friend. Whoever makes himself a king speaks against Caesar."
Therefore, when Pilate heard these words, he brought Jesus out and sat down on the judgment seat at a place called the Pavement, but in Hebrew, Gabbatha.
Now it was the preparation of the Passover, and about the 6th hour, and he said unto the Jews, "Behold your king."
But they cried out, "Away with him! Away with him! Crucify him!" But Pilate said to them, "Shall I crucify your king?" The chief priests answered, "We have no king but Caesar."
Then he delivered him to them to be crucified. Then they took Jesus and led him away.
Carrying the cross by himself, he went to the place called Place of Skulls, in Hebrew, Golgotha,
where they crucified him, and 2 others with him, one on either side, and Jesus in the center.
And Pilate wrote a title, and put it on the cross, and the writing was, "Jesus of Nazareth, the King of the Jews."
Then many of the Jews read this title, for the place where Jesus was crucified was near the city, and it was written in Hebrew, Greek, and Latin.
Therefore, the chief priest of the Jews said to Pilate, "Do not write the King of the Jews, but he said, I am the King of the Jews."
Pilate answered,
"What I have written, I have written."
Then the soldiers, when they had crucified Jesus, took his garments and made 4 parts, a part for each soldier, and also the tunic, but the tunic was without seam, woven cloven from the top in one piece.
They said therefore among themselves, Let us not tear it, but cast lots for it, whose it shall be, that the scripture might be fulfilled which says, They divided my garments among them, and for my clothing they cast lots. Therefore the soldiers did these things.
Now there stood at the cross of Jesus his mother and his mother's sister, Mary the wife of Clopas, and Mary Magdalene.
When Jesus therefore saw his mother and the disciple whom he loved standing by, he said to his mother, Woman, behold your son.
Then he said to the disciples, Behold your mother. And from that hour that disciple took her to his own home.
After this, Jesus, knowing that everything was now accomplished, that the scripture might be fulfilled, said, I thirst.
Now a vessel full of sour wine was sitting there. They filled a sponge with sour wine, put it on hyssop, and put it to his mouth.
John chapter 19 verse 30. So when Jesus had received the sour wine, he said, It is finished. Bowing his head, he gave up his spirit.
God bless you. What you have just heard is John chapter 19. And we see this great man, this innocent man, who came into this world and showed nothing but love and compassion, and grace and mercy. What he's seen in return was pain, suffering, lajav. But why? Why did he go through all of this? Why did he endure that cross? He did it because he loved us. He did it so that one day we can walk into heaven and he will embrace us in his arms. He did it to give us salvation. You see, the enemy thought that those nails were holding him to that cross, but that wasn't true. He had the power to come off of that cross at any time. You see, what was holding him to that cross was the love that he had for you and for me. Satan thought that the battle was won, but Satan didn't know the great victory that was about to come. Because you see, the week wasn't over. Sunday is coming. God bless you.